It would be cool if you had a holster for concealed carry for that flare gun 410 conversion. What would even fit that? It's not a conversion. Okay? It's just an adapter. First of all, it's not a carry gun for concealment. That would be a criminal. That would be a broke criminal move. That is a flare gun with an adapter. It's supposed to be, well, as a survival device. And no, you don't store it on your hip. It goes in a case or on a table or in a drawer, or it's in your hands and you're using it. For my concealment, I have a .32 caliber single action in a holster, in a pocket holster. I also have a .45 caliber double action, which is pretty much the same thing as semi-automatic. As a semi-auto. But it's not, it's different. It has more of a mechanical operation, and it's much more reliable. I wouldn't want the semi-autos I wouldn't want the semi-automatics, the plastic semi-autos. A lot of kids are carrying these days. Those are like plastic crap guns. They jam up and they explode a lot. And generally, it's only the police or the gangs have them. Whereas the wealthy have all wooden and metal guns. I do carry those guns could go good in a backpack, but only if you're a property renter or owner. Not if you're homeless. That is the policy. That is the policy. You have to have your own place, your own job or income, and you have to have a legitimate reason for a home defense weapon. You just can't buy it. And what is it? Yeah, with the rifle and rifle ban, that includes the police. They aren't exempted. But here's the thing. They are the biggest criminal network that the federal government is trying to work on. On dealing with. And that would be the prosecution of officers that do violate the law, including murder, not just the illegal possessions. This keeps our citizens safe. That just because somebody went to school, for 2 years, online or wherever and got their police foundations, they still do not carry any power over your average law-abiding citizen. Or else they will abuse, and it doesn't end well. It ends fatal. So that is why we do support the purchase without license, but only a included registration of antique weapons, which are military. Some are military and far more capable than the weapons that the police force will have. And the future. Ones that they can't afford. We have found out with research, because most of them are stuck, are on drugs, or involved in gang culture. So, and once you have your firearms, once you have your home, well, you're supposed to have your firearms, because here comes the mafia. Yeah, you're allowed to use your firearm under law for self-defense if absolutely necessary. You can go look it up in the Criminal Code of Conduct. I've had to self-defend, and I beat the case. And then when I got out of jail, I had to self-defend again, and I beat the case again. One case is very famous, the other case will never be famous. But anyways. But it does come down. But it does come down to what's right or wrong. We all know the law. We learned it in school, some of it, or at home, some of it. But it takes time to learn it all, and that is what they take advantage of. So once you can take advantage of freeing yourself and saving your money to gain the power of firearms, you have to do very responsibly. And there is no one except yourself that can make that decision. It's not a movie thing. It's not music. It's not about movies. It's not about music. It's not even about what another man, even the Prime Minister, has to think. Or a whole community. Or commune. Or judge thinks. It's about what the law is. And that is supposed to protect your life, property, valuables, or maybe just the way you look. So that's what we're dealing with. A lot of corruption. It even comes from your own parents, but you can't kill those people until they cross the line on you. And generally, if you're still with your parents and you're not paying rent yourself, it's a way different ball game. You have to wait until you're older. You are older, in a better position to be able to be like a normal guy, and then have your firearm. But that's what Justin said. But you could be killed at any moment in between, just for any ambition that your owners feel is not in their best opinion. I mean, I don't know what to say, but a good way a lot of people do it is to join the police or the military. I didn't have to, because I was 1 in a million. And actually I am considered to be military. To be military because being a Canadian citizen, and actually a dual citizen, states I could join the military. I could be deployed and drafted at any moment. And so could you. Luckily, most of the peacekeepers, they have it under control. And very rarely would you even have to use your firearm. But once they find out you have any possession, and I mean any possessions. I even got my Xbox 360 robbed from me from this guy named Justin Batdorf before at gunpoint. Then you must have a firearm. So say you start from ground bottom, working a job at McDonald's. Well, if you do manage to save up $5,000 to buy a double action, which I don't think you will, buy a double action, which you probably won't, unless parents are letting you save your money every month, which would take 6 months or greater to save for the gun I have. It just wouldn't happen because most have to pay rent. And what else, Stacks? 5,000 to buy a double action. That's why I'm 1 in a million. I really made it. 5,000 to me was like McDonald's, and 5,000 to people is like years and years of hard work. And it isn't like that for me anymore. And I get my ODSP every month. Like I said, I got to go down to 9/11 and all that and see it and all that. So, what is it? ODSP. Even on ODSP, you may be able to buy something. But you got to be in the position to do it. To do it. It takes work to get there. You'll see. And I don't know what to say other than that. Whatever. Smile face. It does take work to get there, but you can get it. Yvonne Rodriguez.